Hi there, YouTube. It's your friendly neighborhood Van Hammer there with a little green stuff. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Hey there, YouTube. This is Van Hammer. Welcome to the first video of the new year. What you see laid out in front of you is the projects I'll be working on this month. What we have here is the first pack here is a conversion of a non-existent camera flash. It's going to be a conversion miniature. It's going to be an old school miniature that no longer in production, and I'm going to show you how to convert basically a miniature from today into some of the old school stuff that they used to make that they don't make anymore, and go with that. Okay, second pack here. This here is basically for a friend of mine who wants a special captain for his Blood Angels army that he's working on, and so I'm going to show you a conversion for that. It's going to be a Terminator conversion. And the third one here is also going to be a leader type for another friend of mine from work, and it's going to be a another Terminator captain. So that's what we're going to be working on this month, and the three people here are involved. Number one here is Jedi Jim. I'll put links to all these guys' channels at the bottom of the thing in the doobly-doo. And first off will be Jedi Jim. If you've never seen his stuff, he's a good old school long fang like myself. Space Wolf guy. Got a great collection of old school gaming stuff. You ever get a chance, you might want to go check out his channel. But in one of his vids, he was showing white dwarfs from old days, and he pointed out a miniature in there that was his favorite. They don't make anymore, so I made him the offer. If he sent me some bits, I would convert it into that miniature for him. And these are some of the bits. Okay, number two here is for a friend of mine at work that I got interested in the game, by the name of Kozar the Red, his channel. And he's new to the hobby, new to painting, stuff like that, and I figured it'd be nice for him to have a general for his armies, and that's what's going to be converted from this. And the third pack here is for I Be Crazy, another friend of mine from work. This is going to be a general for him, sort of. If you've watched my channel, you've seen that I made a Van Hammer for me, for leader of my armies. So these are basically going to be, both these are going to be Terminator captains for their armies. And like I say, this is I Be Crazy. There's Kozar the Red. And I'll be back in a minute to show you what we're going to make with Jedi Jim stuff. And let me change camera here, and I'll be right back with what we're going to work on here. Okay, you can see here, this was an old school miniature from the original Space Wolf Codex. Jedi Jim showed us this picture in a White Dwarf review that he did. See, it says Wolfguard with Bolter and Power Fist, and you say that's the miniature he kind of wanted. Like I say, he never got a chance to buy, so that's what we're going to make. I'm going to show you something here real quick, and adjust this camera down a little bit so that you can still see the there we go. Now you can still see the Wolfguard. Well, these are basically the parts that Jim sent me. As you can see, I've got them stuck together with some blue tack. There we go. And as you can see, with just generally parts out of the box, you can make a fairly good facsimile to the one that Games Workshop produced. But you can see there's some minor changes that we could do, and that's what we're going to do. So let's get cutting. We're going to do some chopping and some gluing and some green stuffing, and see if we can't make this guy here look more like this guy here. Like I say, he's got a pretty good start with the pieces that he sent me, but I think we can do better. Be right back once I start chopping and gluing. The original legs I showed you there a second ago was these ones here. As you notice on these legs here, I have done some chopping, cut this leg free because of the loincloth here. That'll give me some place to put the head, and also cut loose these, which will be added underneath of the cloth to give it the legs to hang down. So to give you a little bit of idea of what I'm talking about, you'll have these hanging down to help match up with the Games Workshop version. I'll be back in a minute after I do a little bit more work to it. You can see here from the carnies laying back here that leg's been chopped, pinned, attached to the base, green stuff added to make the bionic leg, little green stuff here to fill in where I joined that leg, and this other leg here will be added on here, which will cover up some of this bionics. That's why I hadn't glued it on yet and filled it in like there, because I wanted to show you this. So this is pretty much it for this video. Stay tuned to the end. There'll be a tip, weekly tip on banners, and we'll be back in a day or so with another section done. Thanks for watching, guys. Okay guys, tip for the day, making a banner. I'm making it here for this banner pole off of a Dreadnought, but what we got here is a little thin piece of tin cut loose from a drink can. I got this idea from Scale Model Addict over at scalemodeladdict.com, and he used it to make a sign for a miniature, or for a model he'd worked on, but I've sort of trying to adapt it to 40K life. What you do is mark the size of the can, on the tin can, the size you want. Basically place it on the banner pole, take some super glue, tack it to the banner pole so it doesn't move around on you. Okay. It's glued in. Take your green stuff, break you up a little piece, and you work your folds. Basically what you do, roll it out into a little sausage. Keep this shut. Place it into the banner where you want it. Sort of like that. And you take your smoothing tool. I don't like that one. Try this one. And you smooth towards the larger part of the tin. Sort of like that. take me a little bit longer than what I've got for a tip, so I'm just going to give you the basics of what I'm going to do. Basically work one side of the banner. Once you get it smooth and nice and creased down, take your second piece, break it off a little bit more, and as you go around, the pieces will get smaller, and you just sort of work this in underneath the last piece, sort of like this, smooth it in and work it in to where you get a nice little curve and folds. You can do this as many times as you think your banner will need, but you just carry that on. And so to the side shot here, you can see the folds. See the folds start rolling in, and just work another one down. And when you get to where you think you've got enough, take your green stuff, sort of work it on the top. This green stuff's a little dry for this, but I tend to make these tip videos after I've worked with some stuff for a while, so it's generally on the dry side. If yours is a little wetter, it would probably work a little better, but basically you work the loop across the top, work it into your fold a little bit so that it looks more plausible. The fold is actually there, like sort of like that. Let that slap over the back and into your banner in the back, and then you work it into the back. So now that it sort of gives it the hanging look, and then take just to mark in that it's got some stuff in it. Give it a couple little little creases in the wrap, and this should all smooth in fairly well when as you work it. Just work it into a nice smooth piece, and then once it's dry, you can take and put a little bend in it, so a little flap, like that. The wind's catching it and pulling it around, and might take a little piece of Brillo pad and rub the shiny side right here, so that the paint and the green stuff sticks a little better if you just scratch this up just a little bit with a Brillo pad. And whenever you prime the banner, paint your symbol or whatever you want in there, you're good to go. Quick little banner tip, so you're not using up as much green stuff. Give it something to rest on and save on your green stuff. But that's your tip for today. Hope it helps. Like I say, this is green stuff's almost past using, but there you go. Thanks for watching, guys.